Hello there, everyone. I thought to myself, I'm going to try and just be a little bit more efficient and go straight into a battle. Downside is, I actually forgot that the stream was, like, the actual screen was changing midway through, so I'm like, I probably mucked things up by doing this. But hello there. I feel like I'm a little bit late. I was trying to do something. Only small something with my stream, but just something. And it took a bit longer than I thought. So yeah, here we go. Fingers crossed we can get this git out, and then battle number 1 for the Fleet Climb is done. Okay, not bad. Raven takes a turn. Outrider goes, we can do that. Very nice. Let's hit that. Alright. Game's going off for a second. Just while I do this. Oh, hang on, try that. Yeah, not too bad in the end, that. One thing I will say, the game does still run when it's minimised. That is something. I half expect it to go into a pause, you know, as if to say, ooh, I don't like this. But to its credit, it does continue. So that is something. Does mean if I need to minimise it, I can afford to. Okay. That was a surprise. This time they've gone for GK. I did actually make a mistake targeting wise. I should have gone for Padme rather than GM from instead of Cat, but it doesn't matter. Hey Updrafts, how you doing? Go on. Just while I'm waiting, let me see here. GG's Hoff. Territory battles. With Rise of the Empire, you probably won't have access to a lot because the minimum entry point for battles is Relic 5. But if I recall correctly, you have got a platoon for one of them. I think it's your Geonosian Brood Alpha. So essentially, you could do with you just putting that in the place it requests it of you. So if I bring Discord over for a second. Here we go. This is what I've been told to do on mine. I'll move my camera out of the way. So on Corellia at the Mix Zone, Operation 2, I've got to do Han, Darth Malgus, 3PO and Beskar Armor. Operation 3, Wat Tambor, Paplu, Sign of Django, Chewbacca, 3PO and Chewie. And then Operation 4, BB-8. So I think there's going to be another one coming out from Echo Station saying the same thing shortly. If it doesn't, we'll work that out as we go along. But essentially, wherever it tells you, put where it tells you. Yeah, it won't ask for teams. It'll just ask you for very specific units. So it's like in the next 3 days, it's going to ask me to put down my Relic 6 General Veers. It's not going to ask for the rest of the Imperial Troopers, just that one unit. So it is like that. As we get more units, it will ask for more. So it's like, it will want, say, a Ki-Adi-Mundi at some point. However long that might take, as soon as we get Ki-Adi-Mundis, we'll be able to do that. I say however long because it feels like it's going to be an eternity. I just keep hoping CG are going to open that floodgate one day. Yeah, honestly, it won't ask you to do something you can't do. So, let me bring this up. Okay, this is essentially what plans it all. Okay. And let me just preview this. There we go. So essentially, these are the platoons on the middle planet. We can't do the first one, we can't fill it, and we can't fill the 6th one. But we can do the other 4, so Operation 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just skimming. Trying to see where you are. Or have you not been called? Sorry, I thought I saw your name on it, but maybe you haven't been. Alright, if your name isn't on it, then you don't need to do it. Yours was on there. Hang on, let me check my other list, because if that's the case, there could be conflicting messages about to go out. Got 2 minutes here. Right, day 1. It's right, this one takes just a little bit longer to load up. You see, it shouldn't contradict each other because I copied one set of information from that site you've just seen to this, but I will double check in case it didn't copy it accurately. Yeah, you've been asked to do Ghost. That's not bad. Let me check. Did it say that on here? It was Platoon 3. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, as far as I can tell, that's the only thing that you've got to do. Yeah, just draft. Just Ghost in Platoon 3. There we go. Hey up, T-Max, how you doing? England fans still complain after reaching the sandwich. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better, to be honest. I'm not saying we're going to win it or anything dramatic, but I will say that was a better performance, which is what I was after. I mean, we're still not the team you would like to see, but how I see it, we've got to a semi-final playing pretty bad. So if we can actually turn it on in the final 2 games, we might actually be alright. I'm not optimistic, but I'm not pessimistic either. I'm kind of in the middle. Okay, hang on. There we go. Okay, yeah, I did say it's not worth it. How I see it, I'm not entirely sure where GBA's come into it. I don't know if GBA is something that's going to be requested soon, but I'm pretty sure I've seen you've got an R5 GBA anyway. But yeah, it doesn't matter if you've not got the others built, you only need GBA at R5. Yeah, you've got R5 GBA. So yeah, I think that might be requested tomorrow. I think that might be the day 2 platoon on Darkside Planet. But yeah, you've got your Alex there. Sabine's at 12. I think I saw another one, didn't I? Chopper, that was it. And Kanan's just catching up, isn't he? Yeah. I mean, you're doing great at 2.8 mil, by the way. And so that's a very nice GP score at, what is it, about 7 months play? 7 or 8 months? Yeah, it's very solid, that. I mean, I know when I first started, I think it took me that long, about a year to get that far in. Hey up, Aranya. We've just got first, have we? The Lightspeed bundle would have been helpful for the raid, for sure. I know a lot of people are annoyed that it came and went and they didn't get it. I mean, personally, I saw the value in it for the raid, and the tunes in it I didn't mind getting. But I respect that some people were hesitant over it. It wasn't as clear a sale as, say, the Supreme Leader Kylo bundle was, or things like that. You see, the weird thing for me, right? Even saying that, I can't help but think it's like... How do I phrase it? You're getting characters at Rallic for the fraction of a price it would take the characters to Rallic. So you can't not go for it in some ways, but it all depends if you can afford it, obviously. Exactly, Wolverine. To their credit, they've made it so that you can accelerate reasonably well. Still room to improve as far as helping people not feel so far behind, but it's not as bad as it was. Yeah, the Lightspeed bundles have definitely played a part. Where am I in this battle? I think we do that, yeah. Essentially just checking Emperor's Shuttle wasn't on the board. I'll tell you what I was looking for before I started. I couldn't find it. I was looking for something that would cause timeouts on users. I wanted something where if anyone mentioned the C word, they would get timed out for a minute. I didn't actually manage to find it. I'm sure there is a way, I just haven't twigged it. I mean, I think Drafts is a great example of that, as far as... You look at that Lightspeed bundle, the Luminara one. They didn't get it, but it's one of those where you think, that would have been brilliant for a roster like that, where there's not, unless I'm mistaken anyway, there's no GR investment, there's no droids, so it's going to struggle in the raid. You know, and I think that is something that would have been nice, but I think it just forces people to go in that direction a little bit, even if it's just for the bare minimum. Yeah, I'm so glad I bought it for that reason. I got the Night Sister one myself, but that's because my main account didn't have them really well built. I actually got the Geo one as well. I kind of wish I got the Ewoks, because I do like the Ewoks, but yeah, I just couldn't stretch my funds that much. Okay, what's the climbing path? I think we're doing 10 to 7. And it's a little bit awkward. I think we do 10, 7, 5, 1. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, mine weren't even Gear 12, some of them. So, yeah, it was a no-brainer here. I kind of wish I got a spare Omicron to put on Poggle, because it would be kind of nice for TW. For Naboo, you see, it's where the droids would be... I'm struggling at my words out here, because there's a bit of an issue with the droids, right? I've been talking about this with Lord of the Darts in DMs. It's the idea that the only real way you can get General Grievous is this complete monstrosity of a Shard Shop package that you just don't want to go for. The other route is the Fleet Store, where he pops up every now and again. Now I'm bringing up GG because even though he isn't in the raid, he's the one that ties the Separatist droids together. So, you know, you've got... I'm just trying to see him. We've got B1 here. I think he's still Fleet node. I don't think they've moved him. Yeah, he's still on Fleet. B2's not too hard to get. He's Cantina and you can get him with Guild Store currency. No, we don't want Sarge. Although... Oh, I thought Sarge was in the raid for a second then. Magna... Yeah, Magna's pretty easy. Cantina, Dark Side, not too bad. And Droidica, Light Side. That one's actually a little bit of a rough one, but you get Xanadu Blood as well, so it's a very good double farm in that regard. So yeah, it isn't actually that bad in some ways. It's things like Newt I look at, I'm like... I wouldn't even say Newt, it's the fact that you got to use Newt lead in the raid. If they don't get rid of B2 lead, it's like, I'm rambling a bit because I don't really know what the straight answer to it is, because there's a bit of me wondering, as far as gear, is it better to advise going down the Galactic Republic path? I mean, look at me here. I've got 1, 2, 3... Yeah, I've got a couple here that I could probably just race up to maybe Gear 12 just to do the Gear 12 tiers. I honestly don't know. I'll agree, Newt does need a diet. Just a little bit weird. Yeah, just keep working on GG drafts. I know 4 stars are good once you've got him unlocked, but he's a character that will only really come into his own when he gets relics on him. Yeah, I think... I don't really know what the best advice is for the raid, if I'm being honest. I mean, let me actually just pull this up. We've got Discord. Let me bring this over. I'm actually curious what it's suggesting for my free-to-play to do. So we go raid, Battle for Naboo, effort medium, alt. Let's just see. Okay, so it's suggesting I can get 1.5 million, maybe. I mean, that's a bit of a kooky team at the top. It says Gungans. I honestly don't think my Gungans will get 300k. Well, if anything, not 5-star. Or at least I don't think they are 5-star. The droids, okay, I can maybe buy that they could get a good score. Assuming B2 lead sticks around. And then, yeah, Kylo and Beck with some Jedi, it's like... So yeah, I mean, I look at my account, I'm nearly 10 million, and that's what I'm getting. So I think there's some really rough requirements in this raid. I know they gave a lot of advance notice, but I also think there's a point when, essentially... You can give all the advance notice you want, but sometimes people will be like, I've got something else I'm working on, I just cannot do this. I mean, I'm not worrying about GCs myself, I've mentioned that. I saw the one today and I'm like, Gungans, yeah. I know it means I've probably missed out on 10 army mats in the past 5 weeks or whatever it's been, but I'm like, you know what? I would rather just miss out on them than actually even bother with them. I just think, what's the point in going through all the headache of trying to do the other 3 feats that aren't Gungan related? Especially when they put them on really tricky planets to do them. When I might as well just nope out and just say, right, you know what, I'll just leave it. You're back. Nice to have you back, Pen. I'm going to find out why that keeps doubling up, unless it's just me who's hearing the double up. But yeah, just talking about the raid. And to answer your question, Mary, the B2 lead, if I'm right, is the idea that there's a call out. I think it's specifically at R8, but there are some things that apply lower down, where essentially, whenever a separatist leader uses a special ability, it calls all allies to assist. So B2 will gain a lot of specials and a lot of bonus turns, so we'll be able to call mass assists constantly. Yeah, I do think it's at Relegate though, so it's a bit of a steep point for it. There's a bit of me that thinks they shouldn't if it is R8 gated. I mean, if people are going to take their droids up to R8 just to do that, I don't see a problem with it, because it's a heavy investment just to get a team working. You know, it's not like you're cheesing something with Gear 11s. Again, I do think the lead has some benefits lower down, but it's not that intense. It's just that Relegate, I think, is pretty much full auto, whereas I think before Relegate you do have to play it manually, but you can still get a good score. And honestly, I think if you Relegate the droid, you kind of earn what you should be allowed to do a full auto. Joe Correa, thank you for the $100 US. And say, let me have a look. Sorry, the super chat hasn't popped up on my screen. Let's bring it up. Here we go. I'm gonna have to make sure that my alerts are on for YouTube as well. I'm sorry about that. I don't tend to get a lot on the YouTube side. I think that's a sign I'm caught off guard. Here we go. Okay, we just got 3 dots. Never mind. Thank you very much anyway. And so appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, let's do that. It's alright, just try and get my screen back. There we go. Can we do that? There we go. Anime Web, hello there. Alright, well, the Pan's message is repeating. That's interesting. Team actually got better skills with Darth Maul lead rather than B2 down at tier 3. I tried Darth Maul lead, I couldn't get it to work. I only got a low score with it, so maybe there's a strategy I wasn't aware of as far as how you play the turns out. I'm going to stick here. Okay, I'd say we're at 100, would you guys agree? Oh wow, we got... I didn't think we'd get Palmobile. This battle feels like it's gone very smooth. Do you ever get that feeling that something's gone too well? Oh, sorry, I've just realised my messages aren't refreshing on my screen. Here we go. I can see them on my phone. Do I have Stap? I do have Stap at R7 on my main, yeah. And Anime, when you're done playing this, kind of play some Hitman? I can't today, but I am planning to do a stream. I was going to say tomorrow, but I'm not sure it's going to be tomorrow now. It'll probably be Thursday now, actually. So yeah, we're going to do a Hitman stream Thursday. We're going to do the Conor McGregor DLC. Or the Elusive Target. I've been really wanting to play it, but I've been holding back. I've been like, you know what, let's wait until it's the right time, as it were. And yeah, we've got to take out Conor McGregor. Here we go. Let's just go. Actually, why am I going here? No worries, Anime. I mean, let me just pop this on set. There we go. Is that command still working, or have I taken it off? No, there we go. That's the YouTube channel I'll be streaming it on. Just double checking it has got the correct link. That is it. There we go. And yeah, go and say I'll be streaming that, and I don't know what I'm going to do after, to be honest, because there's a bit of me that is tempted to do something Kill Everyone related, but I don't know. We'll have to see how much there is with this Conor McGregor stuff, because I've got a couple of ways of playing it. I can do it on my PS5. What's it saying that? I can do it on my PS5, but I've got to rehook some things up. But yeah, I've got the PC version as well, so I can probably attempt 2 ways of doing it, which is pretty nice for me. I've got a bit of flexibility. Here we go. Let's just bring this back on screen for myself. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's weird as well, because I wanted to do Fallout on my non-Swaggo streams, but I'm kind of happy just having a chance to go back to Hitman for a spell. I feel like I neglect that at times, especially after how much I did at the start of my YouTube channel. Let me just go here. Here we go. Okay. It's alright, just checking everything's alright on my side. Have I got it? Alright, hang on. I've just thought I can't do what I want to do because of this bloody... Oh... Okay, it's alright, it's alright. I'm talking to myself, aren't I? Here we go. Let's go back here. It's alright, I was just thinking to myself why the YouTube super chat didn't pop up on screen, and I've just realised it's because my camera's here. And it isn't as simple as just putting it back here. Essentially, what you're seeing here is like my Twitch overlays. So, when I press the button and move it here, it sort of hides it all and mutes it all, but it also does the same for YouTube. So, yeah, a bit awkward. Only issue, you're not sure what team you need to build high power compared to others. Well, how I view it, it wouldn't be bad taking Phoenix up to... what I'll say tentatively is Rowlet 5. Just for the fact that Hera is a profundity requirement at Rowlet 5. Sabine is going to have a data... Oh, my headphones are dying. Wonder why I was muted then. Yeah, Sabine's going to have a Datacron. Now, I know you might not have invested in Datacrons up to this point, Drafts, but that will make her extremely powerful for about 4 months. So it might be worth looking at it. Then Kane and Chopper and Rex... Kane and Chopper in particular, they're okay at Rowlet 5 or 3. Rex eventually wants at Rowlet 7, so it's not a bad thing doing that. I'm just going to change my headphones. There we go. Yeah, Rowlet 5 to 7, that's probably like a safe amount. I mean, Rex is the one really who needs Rowlet 7. The others are okay at 5. Chopper, Rowlet 3 is probably okay. For Raven, personally... See, this is where Territory Battles kind of has a funny impact on things, because both of my accounts I've got a Rowlet 5 Jedi Knight Raven, and for the most part I'm fine with that. But then during Territory Battles I have this problem where I really want a Rowlet 6 or 7 or higher Jedi Knight Raven, because it means I can use it in TB. So what I would say, if you want to take him up to Rowlet 7, you would get the benefit in Territory Battles. Potentially. I say potentially because I don't know if platoons would suddenly demand it, but in theory you would get the benefit. Here we go. You don't need too much investment in the team. Sorry, I'll correct that. With the team to get him, all you really need to put investment in is Bastolet and Jolie. Juhani you can put a bit in because there can be some benefit later down the line. Sorry, it's not Juhani, is it? I've just realised that's Darth Revan. It's, Actually, no, it's just the 2 Jedi you need to put investment in then. So it's Jolie and Bastolet. Put as much gear and relics you want into them as you possibly can imagine. There's no upper limit really in my eyes for them too. Realistic relic 7, but point being, if you could probably get away with gear 12, but the other 3, T3M4, Zalbar and Mission, you don't need much at all. You could probably do it with gear 8. Can I pick someone? Great, things have moved. Nicholas, you've just finished this GAC round, 6-3 total, you're in Kyber 1, very nice. I mean, I keep saying it, I'm glad I'm not near Kyber 1, but I'm going to say GG's to anyone who gets there. I'm confused a bit here. I think I'm going to have to hit Dalfi. Did I gamble 690 crystals on the Kara pack? Is that the one where you essentially put crystals in and you get crystals, energy and Karos out? It is a fair bit, Aranya. It is fairly gated. I ended up there a little bit, and yeah, I'm not particularly a fan of Kyber 1. I don't mind the crystals, but that's about it. I haven't actually tried the 2550. I went for that one I've just mentioned. It actually did help. I've managed to get my Boss Nesta Relic 5 on my main, so I don't mind going for it. But yeah, a bit iffy about the rest. I want to try and get the relics for the 4 Gungans so that I can use them in the raid, and then I'm going to funnel as much energy as I can to Padawan Obi-Wan. Managing to stay in Kyber 1, I think, is probably the misery. I mean, if you've got the resources, you can manage it, but if you, like me, and you kind of end up there by accident, it ain't fun. Let's do that. Ooh, 14.5. Wow. You know, I see accounts like that every now and again, like, you know, at the top end of the game. So to actually think that people have just faced them casually, yeah, that's pretty frightening. Saying that, I still remember when I faced my first over 10 mil account, and now I'm going on, well, not going on 11, but I'm getting close to 11. It's like, I keep forgetting how far the game's advancing. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I've had a few guildmates in the last week or two quit the game because it's just demanding too much time. It's, it is honestly very sad. Hey, yo, Darts, how you doing, man? That's just full auto here. You beat a 14 mil this 5v5? Very nice. I mean, I go back to it. It's like when I first faced my faced a 10 mil account. I was probably 7 mil, give or take, and it felt like a punch up then. And I can imagine for yourself, it's that kind of discrepancy. It's like it's just such a big gap in it. I'm kind of glad about the Resistance Cron being deleted. Kind of wish the Bane Cron was sticking around, but I think that's just because I've got used to that idea of having a toon that will just delete something. Oh, Insidious is kind of useful as well in 3v3. But yeah, I do agree with the general idea. It reminds me of Lord Vader when he had his Cron. You know, I didn't like the Lord Vader Cron, I liked the Darth Vader Cron. So, Some good, some bad. I think that was the same time as Dash as well. I think. Alright, I was actually just chilling here, but I'm thinking let's do a refresh. I'm actually curious what Bane does without C. I'm sure it'll do some things, I'm just curious what they are. We'll basic, and then we'll do that. You know what? I was just kind of looking back then, thinking, what is actually going on here in the chat? And then I just realised you're talking about Deadpool Wolverine, aren't you? I don't even know. I don't think it's out in the UK yet. I think we've got to wait till the end of the month. Yeah, I will agree. No spoilers, please. 26th it comes out. I knew it wasn't soon here because I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are doing a tour, and I assume there would be like a red carpet in London kind of deal if it was out now. Let's do that. Ah, okay. That makes some sense. You know, you say that about Batman, I still haven't watched The Flash. I'm behind on some of these movies, to be fair. The Flash I was going to watch on my birthday. Like, it was on the movie channel. I was like, go on, I'll download it. And for whatever reason, the internet died on my birthday, so I was like, okay, we're not watching that then. So yeah, I need to actually just put some time down and actually watch something. Morbius is the one I want to watch as well. Not because it's good, but because I want to see how bad it is. I think there's been a few of them of late. Yeah, Morbin time. Oh man, but I didn't realise that he didn't say that. I thought the criticism of the film was that he'd actually come out with that line and that's why it was cringe, and then I'm like, oh, okay, it was a meme people came out with. It was funny when I heard it. I know, I've heard about that. It was... Once I realised what it was about with Morbin Time, I'm like, oh, okay, now I get why everyone's laughing about the re-release. Let's log in. Why does it look like someone's looking into my soul with this light? I'm sure Matt Smith would have loved being morbed all over. I mean, I've enjoyed it. It hasn't like been... How do I phrase it? It hasn't been revolutionary. Like, if you think about Andor, it's not like that. But I think it's been enough to keep me entertained each week. And I have liked Camille. I think he's been a good villain. If anything, I think part of me is just really impressed with Manny Jacinto. I just remember him from The Good Place, and seeing him in that versus this, it's like, wow, you've shown your acting chops as far as being able to kind of switch character. You know, so people can get really typecast, so I'm just glad that you can see someone just go from one extreme to another, if you like. Hey, Chris, how you doing, man? Yeah, oh yeah, Saul's been good in it as well. I mean, that last episode, I thought he did a good job as far as conveying emotion without saying a lot. So I was happy with that. I know what you're getting at, Mary J. I know what you're getting at. I would say I'm a little as well. I haven't minded it, Chris. I mean, I've heard some valid criticisms. I've heard some criticisms that basically come from people who think anything that's woke is woke. But yeah, I personally have enjoyed it each week. I never think I'm a good barometer for Star Wars because I tend to watch anything with an open mind. You know, I very rarely go for the I don't like this button. Yeah, I'm just happy at times to get Star Wars, to be honest. Not to mention, I go back to it, but from 2020 on, I've had a lot of patience when it comes to quality because I think how much was done during the pandemic. I'm not saying all of it as by any stretch, but I know, for instance, Obi-Wan was. So I have like that moment in my head where I'm like, okay, if this was bad, I can understand why it might have been. You know what I mean? You know, people sort of moaning about the volume, and I'm thinking, yeah, there's probably a good reason why they use the volume a lot. You know, and I can't help it's where my head goes. I mean, I think with the Greater Mythos, we'll see soon what that's like. Are we talking about any movie or series? Because I know for myself, I really didn't enjoy the DCEU. That was, you know, Batman vs Superman, all that lot. I've mentioned that before. I remember going to the cinema to watch that, and a bit like everyone else, I was really excited to see this fight, as it were, or this conflict. And yeah, it was just a load of nothing. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't sort of knock anyone for having their own opinion. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It was like, it felt like they were trying to be what the Dark Knight was, and it didn't really fit what Superman is in my eyes. You know, whenever you look at Christopher Reeve's portrayal, it feels like the definitive version. And even when I was watching Supergirl in the CW, and I can't remember the actor's name, but even when he played Superman, you're like, yeah, you got this down to a T how he would act, how he's portrayed. So it's a shame because I don't think it's anything to do with I forgot his name, Henry Cavill. I think it's just the direction they went with the character, and it just didn't land for me. I haven't watched The Flash, like I said, but I am curious. I know there's a few cameos in that, so I'm just curious how they land. If they're funny or if they're cringy. I mean, as far as that though, I don't tend to have like low expectations of movies. I mean, probably when I'm thinking about it, right, people didn't like Indiana Jones 5, did they? Dial of Destiny. I watched it around Christmas time, and I was like, it's alright. You know, I watched afterwards like some of the like cinema sins and all those kind of things, and I'm like, alright, I get what the criticisms might be, but I still enjoyed it. You know, I didn't sit there looking at my watch or anything. It was just, you know, it had faults, but it wasn't boring. I think that's where my head goes. You know, if something can keep me from looking at my watch feeling like I'm just wasting my time watching this, I'm happy. If it kind of bores me, then I'm thinking, what's the point of watching it? Yeah, I mean, with everything that went on with him, I'm surprised they didn't just drop him. You'd have thought that would have been the easier solution as far as just get get a person out who's a bit toxic right now, but they thought, no, we're going to push ahead with this. Probably along those lines, yeah. I mean, I think there's also that line of it's so bad it's good, but I've had movies that are just bad and there's like no redeeming quality of them as well. I mean, that was... I always remember this like D-tier movie I watched. I'd had a couple of drinks this night, and I just remember coming out of it feeling more sober because it was that I won't say boring even. It was just... It's like it thought it was this really great movie, and then it was absolute dog crap. I think it was called How to Rob a Bank or something, and it was on Netflix, I think, at the time. It might have been Love Film. And I just remember coming out of it afterwards, well, let's say coming out of it, you know, finishing watching it, and I'm like, what the hell have I just spent an hour watching? I couldn't knock it too much, like I say, because it was like a D-tier movie, you know, like, no budget whatsoever, you think, but man, oh man. It made me think to myself, don't put movies on at like 2 o'clock in the morning and expect them to be good. Alright. Let's wrap this up and we get into GAC. It's been a bit of a weird one today, by the way. We've had to get a new window cleaner. One of our window cleaners has actually died. So it's the kind of just, well, his wife went off the radar a bit. You know, you understand it and all that. But we haven't had one for about 6 to 7 months now. So just been waiting around for them to turn up today, the new ones, and very weird. The guy sort of sat outside the house for like 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay. You know, I'm just sitting there drinking my coffee, waiting for him to actually get out of his van. And, you know, I'm actually waiting to start this stream. So I'm a little bit impatient. And I just think to myself, alright, he comes, fair enough. He does the windows. And you kind of expect him to at least just give you a little knock on the window or like, just some acknowledgement he's gone. And it was only when I saw him driving off I'd realised he was done. That was probably him going past. But yeah, I don't know. I just find some people very strange how they do business. Alright, there's the rewards we're after. Let's get into GA. So, last round, we did get the win against H6. They didn't do anything here for some reason. I don't know what was going on. They just decided, nah, Batwall's too hard. I think they did trip somewhere, though. I can't remember where, though, if they did. That was it. They took 3 on gas. So I've got no idea what really held them up with the rest of it, but we'll take it because I think that was the only drop they had. Oh, there we go, an Executor as well. So maybe the numbers just didn't work out. Maybe they were like, I can't get over 1803, I'm calling it. So yeah, if so, fair play. Alright, let's pull this out and let's see what we're facing. This is this round, isn't it? No, we're up against Dysfunction. Alright, we've got GP disadvantage. We've got 1 less Zeta. We've got 5 less Omicrons. 2 less GLs. We're, what, 15 behind on Relics. And 14 behind on the Relic 5 pluses. But we have got speed advantages. So, we'll take that. It looks like they've got... I would say they've got Datacron advantage marginally. It's 38 to my 30, so yeah, they've got the advantage. They've got Kenobi and I don't, so that's something for them. They haven't got Afra. They have got Raver. I've got Bo-Katan. And they have got Quadme built up. Okay, some interesting things there. Speed-wise, they've pumped it into Queen Amidala. Is that Sidious? Yeah, I think that's Sidious. So they've put a fair chunk of speed there. Okay, interesting. And I'd say that's a bit fast for Terran myself, but yeah. You need 55 per team to win, so he ran out of time maybe? Okay. Okay, yeah, so you're just doing the calculations. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so nothing's gone on here. Same teams as last round, so no need to go to my defense. Let's show you what we're facing. We've got Iden, Jabba, Sith Empire, and Raver. South Wall. We've got JMK, Qui-Gon. We've got Rey, and we've got Gungans with Sortie. So I'm going to have a very loose guess that what I predicted last night is not the case. Because I was predicting this. So yeah, we aren't having that. I'll tell you what, let me actually put it all in again, and we'll just take out the ones that aren't there. Ladarius, you only got 177 banners this GAC. You blundered your Starkiller against a Rallic 0 to 4? Is that like Rallic? Oh yeah, so the Rallic range was 0 to 4. Okay, a little bit of surprise that. I can only assume you got feared and you just couldn't get out of it. Something along those lines. But yeah, that's very unlucky that. I know for myself, I think Revan can still be something that can trip you up, especially if you're not expecting it. I know for myself, I'm always wary of splitting up Revan from Malgus nowadays, but I know if I did it, there would be that benefit that people would have to think, oh, hang on, Revan. Malak prevented TM game. Yeah, that, I mean, if it's shock, I could imagine that. Alright, let's reset this, and let's put in the things I have seen. So, Jabba was there. I know I saw Iden. Malgus, and Third Sister. Then down the south, there was a Rey. There was a Qui-Gon, I think. And there was a Jedi Master Kenobi. But it was also Boss Nass. Yeah, okay. Your speed's bad. I think it took a lot out before you get started, plus be not. Yeah, if you do it on auto, it probably will go a bit bad. I think one of the issues as well with Darth Revan, you can't assist onto him, so you really need some big hit to take him out. Either that or consecutive solo hits, if you like, so you know you can't rely on the normal Mara EP Starkiller combo. It's got to be one of them. So I think that's where the turn order can get a little tricky, because if Malak's in the way as well, you've got to get around him, and I can imagine there's a few things that could go badly there, but it's unlucky as well. I've just realised, did I shut that other window? I did. Alright, hang on, let me bring this back up. I might as well put in the counters I was planning. So, we've got Afra on Jabba. We've got Bane tentatively on Raver. We were going to do JML over here. What was the other one? Oh yeah, the other one was going to be Adrad, so we can actually still use that. That's pretty nice. Here we go, Adrad on Iden. Sia Malicos on Rey. Inquisitors on Qui-Gon. Kenobi we're going to Slacker. But then the awkward one is Boss Nass. What's on the back wall? If it's like last time, we'd be expecting Phasma, Finn, and Trench. I'll put them in for now. Yeah, no Jar Jar. It was L3, I think. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, it was L3. We've got a... What Chron is that? Phalanx. Reflective damage. Okay. Alright, let's do some stat checking. You know, rather than guessing, let's just see what the stats are coming out with. You know me, I like using this. Alright, defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, hang on, let me just add in that Phalanx Chron as well. That's Jar Jar. That's Tarples. Phalanx. Okay, so far not too great. Sith Empire's 100. Starkill's 100. Granted, one battle versus one battle. So, yeah. Kind of 50... You're both right. That's what I'm going to say. How I view it, it's all a question of what do we want to do with the Finn Zori at the back. That's probably got Holdo as well. And honestly, my thoughts are, if we've got Malgus, we can throw that there. We've got Leia, that can do that. Starkiller can do that. And then CLS can do that. Any disagreements? I mean, I'm looking, I can't see anything overtly wrong there. Alright, we're moving over. Very small window for say your piece. Okay, First Order. I was having to stop myself then. I'm like, don't do full First Order. Let's say full First Order, normal First Order. Make sure to bring in this guy. Can Night Sister Zori? Probably saw that on another stream when the Malgus failed. As far as I know, it's a tricky one. But I can imagine there is a possibility if you've got the Omicrons, because... Again, I'm speculating here. What? Sorry, Leia the boss and Malgus the Finn? Okay, we'll going to say we'll put that down for a second. Yeah, that is actually a fair point. If I needed to, I could Night Sister the Finn. So there is that as well. As like a backup plan. Oh man. I'm getting vibes that I'm not to be trusted. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. Preferably not one that marks a Sith. Or a Sith Mark 1. Alright, poke the Padawan. Boink. Yeah, I think bulk is something I need to just trust in a bit more. I mean, even Night Sisters have got the benefits, which I didn't realise until Kit pushed me that way. Okay. Let's do that. I know we're not going crit, but it's just getting the hits. Try and get the little charge up. Okay, we're at the max. Yeah. They're lit under protection. Oh, we don't mind omitting that. You know, it's funny, I've slept a couple of times and I've forgotten myself what happened. I think it's safe to say the last round didn't have a lasting impact on me. Assuming it was the last round. I think if you do like a catalogue of my errors, it's like something that I feel's low down on it. Okay, boink. I was going to say, surely we're getting close to a cat. Alright, Red, sorry about that. I keep poking because I want to just stop them from having so many buffs and foresights. But banners-wise, this is terrible. Oh, wow, okay. At least I love this battle. You go from kind of being on the back foot to just deleting tunes. Oh, look at that. Alright. What's next? Let's do Ray. Let's get the Ufus in. They like to make me sweat. Let's do that and that. I know that's the irony, if you like. Ugh, okay. Okay, we're just waiting for some rocks. There we go, there, the rocks. DI, cool. I've got to deal with that again. Come on, wave our hands. Kylo's going to go so we can get a stun on Ben. Woohoo! Oh, you beauty, Malicos. You absolute beauty. Let's do that. Bit lackluster. We'll do that then. Okay, that was a bit disappointing. I've got to be honest, I love that song. I love it. Oh, hang on, I've just realised there's DI in. I was wondering why I wasn't doing any damage. I can definitely understand that. I mean, I know for myself, I just need this counter right now. Especially with Starkiller being iffy. I mean, granted, next set we should return. But while it's been like this, I've just needed to see a Malicos here. When the Inquisitor Kron goes away, I'd be tempted to bring Phoenix back on offense. Oh, hang on. Right, which one do we want? That's 19.28 crit avoid, that's 20. We'll go for that. It's only a little difference. We go for Mace. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's not for myself anyway that I wouldn't trust Phoenix. It's just, I feel like it's asking for trouble, if you know what I mean. You know, if something goes wrong, yeah, I just don't trust it in that sense. I kind of want to stall a bit. I need to see the turn order. That's fine. Okay. Alright, it's the next one I'm after. Ooh, okay. I've got the feeling I don't like a counter. Ooh. Get the get out. That's it. Now I'm feeling bad. Alright, 60 was messy, but we'll live with it. Let's not do that. So it's Marauder we use, isn't it? Yeah. Ooh. Try again. What we're going to do for Sith? Well, hang on, that's the one with Mark into it. We don't want that. Yeah, that'll do. Just a bit of offense, a bit of bulk. Yeah, I feel like the Resistance Crons have had their time. I mean, I know from... I was thinking to myself the other day if they could alter the cadence again. Because I know when they first released Crons, it was meant to be... like, you'd have 3 active. If I remember right, anyway, it was meant to be 3 active Crons at one time. I don't know if we're at that point where we could do with a tweak to the cadence again, just as far as... It feels like sometimes the Crons are out for that long. But equally, I think if they do that, they need to give something back as far as... I think if they were to alter the cadence, they'd need to make sure that if people are putting crystals into getting Crons, they're not being shortchanged. I think it's just one of them with the current cadence. It feels like when a Crons have been around for a while, it can get a bit tiresome. Okay. Let's just basic over there. I said it recently, I'm a little bit irritated how Twitch have been silencing some of my songs. I've got the license for everything I play. So the fact that they've been muting some of my audio has been irritating. It wasn't forgot, it was more I just thought, screw it, I'm doing this. Okay, I think we'll go for you. I mean, it's good to know this works. I must admit, the bulk, not the Bulkron, sorry, the Gritcron that could be for Malgus next set, that looks quite terrifying. Alright, not perfect banners, but we got through. Alright, that's beat for beat what we've predicted, so no surprises there. Okay. Let's make sure we get the top all down. Just occurred to me, let me move my camera. Okay. I mean, it might be possible that with a different set of crons, Malgus could do it again. Yeah, oh yeah, tank revive, of course. But saying that, would the tank revive essentially... You wouldn't give it to Raver, so I suppose you could do it for Malgus, and that would be great. Yeah. I mean, that would be very annoying for me. I do like using Cal. I mean, I'm going to use it today, so that would be very annoying. I know your R9 Dark would probably appreciate that. I'll be honest, right, I still haven't wrapped my head around this Datacron set as far as what I want, because there's things in there that look nice, but whether they're useful for my accounts, I don't really know. The sort of mindset I'm going into it is, I'm going to see what I get, and then see if it's worth keeping. I mean, Trick wouldn't hurt. But yeah, I don't think it's A tier. Yeah, I mean, BT's just great anyway, so giving him a chance to double hit, it is a bit of a no-brainer. If I got Zaris up, it'd be definitely one as well. Kind of tempting to get to Rallic just for that. Okay, it'd be absolutely great if that summon droid would just decide, right, I'm going to... Never mind. I was hoping it'd get a turn to get a kill on Chrysanthemum, but we didn't need it. $103k crit. Okay, we should be fine here. Alright, Banekron. We salute you as you go away into the sunset to be dusted. Let's be having you. I think it'll improve Nest, but I don't think it's going to be like, oh god, Nest. You know, it's like, it's alright. I'm trying to get the basics that I can actually kill her permanently, but she's a bit too tanky for that. There we go. I mean, I've got my Nest at R7 on my free-to-play. I will probably aim for that one just for that reason. You know, it'll just make her a bit better. It's weird to think of Nest not being great, but she hasn't probably been meta for a while, has she? Just pausing to make sure I haven't picked the wrong group, but this should be fine, shouldn't it? I love how a game like this can have the line from people watching, keep sucking, and the streamer doesn't take it personally. I mean, maybe I should, maybe you would tell me, yeah, keep sucking, you're good at it, but I'm going to say, it's just funny how no one instinctively thinks that. Oh, hang on. Let's do that. Okay, we have got the taunt back, which is something I was after. We'll pass that to JML. I'm going to do that just so that Malik's got a bit of daze on him. I don't really know who I want to target with what at this point, though, I will be honest. I think maybe keep on Malik. Yeah, because we still got the taunt. Okay. Bye-bye. Let's just put buff immune. Okay, well, let's just kill her. We'll do that. Do that. Give that to Hoda. Heal up where we can. And I was going to say that could have been a kill. $64, we'll take that. Aiden's going to get radded. Yeah, shouldn't be anything too tricky here. I always feel like I just coped a bit taking SRP up to R7. You know, as far as, really, was it the best investment? I've got to say, I don't have a single regret doing it now. I just feel like he's always handy to have there. I know Baze is the better tank in a Rogue One team, but considering you want Baze with Leia as well, it just feels like one of those decisions that's aged really well. I did it for the fleet. At the time, I wanted my... I'm trying to think what it was, my Home 1 fleet to be good. Let's do that. Banner or two down. Another wall, though. Okay, so Trench... I haven't tried it, but I'm going to assume Starkiller can do this. Yeah, I like that one. Let's go for it. Oh, my curse has been like this for a while, sadly. I've got no idea why. Hey up, Fishy, how you doing? I think they should name it the Fish Cron. Not the Cup Cron, the Fish Cron. I feel like how much of an advocate you've been for Cup, you deserve the naming rights. Alright, a bit of extortion coming our way. I'm afraid I'm not, but it seems a decent cron, to be fair. I was going to say, those cups, they should be envied, I would say. I mean, am I wrong in thinking Cup's actually decent in any team? He's not, like, got a GR, like, you need Galactic Republic allies. He's kind of just been given, like, license to go anywhere, if I've read those crons right. It's pretty good, if you've got it, obviously. Like I say, Fish, you should beat him well for some time off that. Okay, they've got advantage. Cron was Special Forces. Special Forces is dead. So let's just get rid of Omni Dude. That's it, but blind never hurt anyone. Basic? Cool. That would be something, because that way no one would ever question the fact that you did it for yourself, not for a requirement. I could agree with that. I'll have to see if Sidious has got any viability for me today. It'd be nice to sand it off. I can't say I've given my Sidious anything too decent. If I have, I don't remember doing it. Okay, we'll do that. Put that on layer. Oh, okay. Granted, we gotta get all the gets down, but that is a nice start. Let's do that. It's these two into basic to get Holdo on the target. Cool. Bye bye. Can we go over there? Thank you. Heal up where we can. $65 to go. That's pretty respectable, isn't it? You know, as far as it's not like a top tier defense. After the last one, I'm going to just play it safe. We don't need to gamble here. Dialga Cup sounds like it. I can't even put words on that as far as what I'm thinking about it. I generally would like to see how it gets on. Oh, I did forget about Wampa. Wampa is one I would like to get. If anything, it might encourage my main account to get Wampa up to Rally 5. Yay! No longer got trash relics. Assuming I did it. Yeah, I mean, I do think this is one thing with the current set that's a bit iffy, though. They seem to have given Toons multiple crons, some good, some lame. It's like, take Cup, for instance. You know, Cup's got the really good one, but then some ones. Well, Kit, you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Basic. Yeah, you mentioned Hungry Man, that's the other one I'd like as well. Now this looks good. Yeah, Rex is good for GAC. Hera would be good for RTW. Alright, nice start here. We got Chimera. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does Nihilus Chron look good? I mean, it looks pretty decent. I don't know if it'll help beat anything new, but it might make it very difficult on defense, which I like the sound of. Just to clarify, the song playing now is A Hero Will Know by Bonnie Grace. Yeah, let's just take what we can. I'm not going to drop the whole list just because I think that would be a bit awkward to do, but I can put it on screen. It's not like on Spotify or anything. Yeah, I know what you mean. There's a lot of variance. But I think there is essentially, how do I phrase it? Even though, if I recall correctly, you do need the correct level 6. So for instance, if you want Niles, you do need a support Kron. You know what I mean? So that should make it easier. There's still, you know, it's not like you can just go for any level 9 from a level 6. Let's do that. 73 is solid. Yeah, this is what I use. I use a website called Epidemic Sound. It's essentially I pay for copyright-free music. So I've got my playlist here. Essentially, I just keep adding tracks whenever I see something like the vague sound of. And yeah, so that's it really. No worries, fish. No worries. Okay. Radis. We're not doing a Radis mirror. Halle bleeding Luya. Please say I clicked Holdo then. I did, thank God for that. A portrait change confused me for a second and I'm like, was it her? Ooh. Okay. I don't want to do this now, but we'll do it now. Alright, comeuppance. Let's just smack it here. Which one's the real one, this? Yeah. I was wondering if they were going to do that, make them cheaper overall, and it was just accidental they didn't. Yeah, I was going to say the AoE, but it just felt like the turn order was out, so I didn't. I thought, why waste it? If I lose Ray, then suddenly it's a waste not using it. But yeah, 1831, I think that's pretty solid. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say they need to be cheaper. I think it's just one of those where if you go and discount them all, maybe it's not the worst thing to discount the level 3s. You know, just make it across the board. Hey, Upsopper, how you doing? Oh, hang on, wrong one. Let's try that again. You won your GAC by 1 banner. Very nice. Closest that I've come lately is 4 banners. That was too close for comfort for me. I'm really wishing that I'd managed to find that timeout command. I think what they wanted to do was create something that was different, which, in its defense, it is different. You know, the idea of creating a card around the snap mechanic is new, but it's not that great, is it? I mean, at maximum you're going to have, what, 2 moves? I don't know. I think it needed a secondary condition of some sort. Yeah, so you can snap, your opponent can snap, so in theory you can move the card twice. Not exactly great. I don't even know what the numbers are for it. Offhand, anyway. It's a 1/4, so actually that isn't too bad. You said it, not me, Sopper. You said it. I mean, how I view it, right? It's not the worst in the sense of it can be a 1/8, and on the off chance you wanted to do something like a Moon Girl kind of thing, where you've got multiple Hydra Bobs that you can play out on, say, turn 5, and then snaps, try and draw out a snap of your opponent. At worst, it's a 1/6. At best, it's a 1/8. Downside, it's not even on reveal, so you can't like get double like on reveals like a Wong or something. So that's the downside of it. But you can only snap once each, so... Actually saying that, yeah, actually rereading that does make more sense. Sorry about that, Mary Jane. After each turn, so yeah. That actually is quite good when you think about it. Because I had misread that. I thought it was one move if there's been a snap. Yeah, so that is actually not too bad. But you would have to, in theory, turn 1 snap if you wanted it to be big. But you could argue maybe... I suppose the question is, why would you want to move it? Yeah. Ale Vader. I can't say I understand why you'd want to move it other than for a Craven or something. Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, it's like a poor Silk. Like Silk, you could argue Silk's got... How do you put Silk? She's good at what she does. You know, she'll just have that randomness for sure, but you can usually control it to a degree. Whereas that just seems very random, because when you think you don't move it, it says this moves. So it's like the old Meek. I mean, yeah, I'm assuming you played the Sarah, the Wong Mystic Sarah Odin deck. It's kind of cool, that. I played it a bit a season or two ago. Where are we? Here we are. Onslaught Sarah Toxic. Ooh. Yeah, I bet AX are bigger for you. Granted, that is again where Mystique would be quite good then. Galactus, yeah. I mean, if you haven't got it, it's certainly a good time to pick it up. Okay. We lost last round. If I remember right, we lost on stream. Yeah, essentially I couldn't clear the north, they couldn't clear the south, they won by 23, so bit of a shame, but it's what it is. So we're trying to avoid a wooden spoon here. We're up against Darth Dragon Rukus. But when I looked at the compares the other day, this did not look favourable. Let's make sure I pulled the right opponent first of all. There we go. So then, sorry, I'm 9.9 million, they're 11.6. We're, what, about 80 odd Zetas behind? Let me just do the quick math. That's, what, 27 minus 100, so 73? 73 behind. They've got I've got 5 less Omicrons, 3 less Gials. We're behind on the Rallic units by about 73. Behind by about 63 on the 5 pluses. We've got mods going for us marginally. I mean, I say marginally, it doesn't feel like a massive gap, 37 to 18, but it's still something. I think they've got the Datacron advantage as well, so that's not nice. And if I'm just skimming through the roster, They haven't got Jar Jar, but that's about it. Plus, I'd say the mods are looking reasonably okay considering what they've got available, you know, like the number of top mods, so... Yeah, I'm not expecting an easy round, put it like that. I've got to speak to Chris about it. I need to find out when he's free and when he can do it. Alright, so Bam got a hold, and so did Finzori. Alright, that was a good way for the Finzori Cron to see the season out. Nothing for Trench, nothing for Ray. Then down the south, JMK got a hold. RJT and Phasma weren't attacked. Qui-Gon dropped him 1. How about Fleet? All in 1. So we've got to be pretty efficient, I feel, but they've given us some wiggle room. And then almost straight away taking it away. So 4 GLs up north. That's pretty sad, not gonna lie. We got JMK, Qui-Gon, Finzori, Queen Amidala. Datacron, not Omicron, just to be clear. Yeah, there's a Datacron that's out in the newest set, so I think it's the purple crons. So, not gold, not blue, but purple. I think it has something like she'll take a bonus turn. So, pretty powerful. Alright, let's get the plan out, because I need to map this out. Yeah, I mean, for Sabine, it's going to be crazy good. I'm going to try... I mean, I've been saying I haven't really thought much about the crons, but I think it's because there have been that many, I haven't put them to paper, as it were, because, you know, I'm thinking about them when you're saying them, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good one, I'd like that. And that's also one I wouldn't mind taking a few tunes up to do. Alright, JMK, Qui-Gon, Finn, Queen Amidala. What was the other one? Qui-Gon. I know up here it was a bit of a mess. There was Lord Vader, there was Sith Eternal Emperor. Was it Jabba and Rey? Leia and Rey. Okay, that is a lot. We get 240 for a Conqueror here. 240, 210, 219. So there isn't a benefit for going for Fleet. Yeah, that's a bit of a concern because they've top-loaded the top. Let's have another look at them GLs actually now I'm thinking about it. Let's just see what they've got. Okay, so Ninth Sister Cron isn't that concerning as far as what she's got. Granted, there might be a bit of synergy with Second Sister. What is that down there? Is that Sith Assassin? Yeah. Yeah, won't really make much of a difference to me that Aranya. I haven't got Bounty on Tazia. I haven't got JMK. I could maybe use JML. See, this season I've gone heavier on defense. Sorry, well, not this season, this week. So I am a little bit strapped. can't think of what could get through Lil Vader. Except for JML. Let me just put some stuff on the board. So if JML's doing that... Yeah. Why is he on the attack menu? Are you talking about down here? Just literally because it's default. You know, it's what it's stored. Right. I don't even know what can take down Sifeternal Emperor right now. It's that very rarely seen on defense. You don't think about it. With that group, it wouldn't be the biggest surprise if you could take it out with droids. But all of that is a concern. I mean, I can pencil in GG, maybe? Beskar Mandalorian, that is usually Queel IG and then 2 other AoE dealers. We got Slacker for Rey. But we could do Slacker on Leia and then Starkiller Rey. That would tentatively give us C versus JMK. But after that, I'm clueless because I don't know what can take down Queen Amidala. I know it's not the troublesome duo with her, but still, it's a bit icky. Yeah. I mean, Malgus could take out that. Exactly, yeah. I'm thinking of this top wall if we can get through it. But then it's a case of can I chip away at anything down south to get the points we need. We need to be efficient on the top wall for sure. I don't know. I'm just penciling all that in as far as a whole load of maybes. Oh, hang on. They got 959. I thought I could hear a Hoover. I forgot to do the hoovering before I started, so my mum's decided to pick it up. Thankfully it's a lightweight one. This is the annoying Crom for Rey. My concern is, I feel like Starkiller is my best off-meta. Because if I do C, I don't really know what I could put with C, as far as... I'd probably put Bane, as mad as it might feel, and then... Even then, I'm not sure if it beats Rey. So... It's where that whole counter's kind of screwy at the moment. I don't think I've got damage reduction Cron either, where I could try 501st. I'm going to try and start with this lot, and we'll see how we get on. Let's start with the safe, quote-unquote safe ones. So, JML Lil Vader. Ooh. Let's go for that. Thrawn could be an issue, but I don't think he's that much of an issue. Yeah, I think this is the way to go with it. I mean, the only thing I'm asking myself is it worth taking Yoda out for Shaq? Have the cleanse? Let's do it. Alright, so that's all the debuffs dealt with temporarily. Give that to Luke. Let's just keep smacking this royal guard. While we've got a chance, we'll go for Thrawn. This just feels weird here, because it's like I just want to get over there and it won't let me. Go on, we'll... Oh, yeah, okay. Slight misplay. Just as you said it as well, so... Just unlucky timing that Osprey. Let's do that. I know why you were saying it, because he's going to debuff us all to hell in a minute, but... Let's just hope we can cope. I mean, we're ability block, but we're not dotted, so that's something. Let's just go for Second Sister, just so that the one who won't taunt can be targeted. Okay, so the priority is just keep feeding Hermit Yoda. And I'm going to just get rid of that as well while we got a chance. One more, come on. Yeah, we're going to get onto that. We'll do that so we call the assist. Okay, 73. It wasn't perfect banners, but we got through it. Let's go on to the sketchy one. Let's just see what comes out. So, Jedi, Old Ben, Ufus. Yeah, that's why I wasn't too worried about it. It felt pretty normal. It's where I haven't got good crons this set on here. Or at least good crons available. I mean, that one kind of feels good. if anything, because of the bulk. But I'm thinking maybe we go for something a little bit more silly like that and just take the crit damage and offense. Because we're only getting 3 here, it's not like a full... But you know what I mean, we're not getting the full benefit of the bulk. Fair point. Interesting how it's OG Poe in the lineup as well. Okay. Am I forgetting something about Ray having crit immunity, or...? I think everyone's... Oh, hang on. BB-8. We need to get BB-8. Thank you. Knew there was one missing. She gives out crit immunity, right? Alright, we're just smacking her. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so this will bring her back. Okay, could have been worse. Like, old Ben actually did a tanky job for us. You little swine, I didn't see you before you... Oh! You bloody... Git. Alright. Oh, you little bleeding swine. Alright, it would be a 1v1, but man, not what you want. Yeah, it's not the worst case scenario, but we got to kill her twice. That's not fun. Alright, 5 at first weren't on the plans, so I think we throw them in here. I don't believe that I had got a GR1. Alright, never mind. I'll save that for and use a good one here. Not so good one here. I mean, in general, it's the problem with Ray right now. She's just so frustrating with the double revive. Alright, Rex forms up. Crowder, thank you for the follow. Hello there. Great. Yeah, I mean, Ray's always got viability with Crons. It's like Lord Vader. Yet people call out Lord Vader a lot more. Alright, yeet and delete. Ooh. Hopefully this added sacrifice will help out. That's it, get your counters in, Gas. Preferably as fast as you can before she heals up and goes into an ult. Thank you for that. Alright, Leia. It's almost tempting to go for the Slacker Cron, to be honest, but I haven't got a good level 6 there, so I'm gonna have to see if I can get some reroll mats. Alright, we'll poke Drogon. Alright, burn baby burn. Just slam the ground and delete them. Alright, delete one of them then. You know, I'll take one. I honestly thought R2 was going to hit hooks then. I'm like, don't you dare kill him. Alright, C. This is the sketchy one, to put it mildly. I haven't got Newt available. Who gets the lucky spot? Or the unlucky spot? IG and GBA? A little by the by, but I haven't got anything that's really great for this lot. Yeah. Yeah, Separatist ally. Let's do it. What? You've got a really good timing today, Osprey. I did have Sid, yeah. If this goes wrong, we've got Sid as a backup. It's not that I don't listen, it's that I go into the battle and then it's like, oh, hang on. It's like, I do try and slow down for you guys. Okay. Yeah, it's a question of do I avoid hitting C to get it? There we go, we're fine. Yeah, I didn't mention him, but I didn't think he could do it. where in like my mental notebook of counters, I'm like, yeah, I didn't keep that one in there. And you could do JML. Bit of a shame he didn't put JML down out of all this lot he has. Hey up, Liam. I'm doing alright. How about yourself? Let's do that. Hey, nice to hear, man. Nice to hear. Just taking down 4 GLs on the north wall, so interesting start to the round. Let's see how we line up if we can get samesies. You beat Seabane and a bunch of us Sith with this. Seabane is it's sad times to see. Well, it's sad to see, you know, with a bunch of other things with it. Alright, Prof. Not the fleets I'm used to seeing. I think that's what someone's therapist would be saying. Okay. Okay, I didn't mean that. I meant it the special, so... Whoops. So I can understand why people have the keyboard commands on and actually use them. Did I just go for Wire Wing? No. Okay, this is all going well. We'll basic the Umbaran. You kind of feel sad for this situation where a tank taunts just because it's what it does. You know, it's not like they've got any sort of self-preservation in the kit. It's like, oh, you know, I won't taunt because I'll die. It's like, yeah, it's my job, it's my destiny. I'll just take the hit for my teammate. The ride or dies. Alright, that was a nice 77. Let's give this a go again. Yeah, I kind of wish this bomber was like that myself. It'd be nice if it just sort of said, you know what, I'm done here, I'm out. Okay, we got a dodge there, so that's something. Oof. Okay. Let's smack that. Roll over. You're gonna die, aren't you? Yep. Okay. Let's do that. And let's do that. It feels good. And then... honestly, I think we get back banners doing Chimera. So, let's do that. Let's go for Rex. By the way, I give this guy credit, he's actually tried to do a Mace Endurance fleet. Like, we were talking about this the other day and I was like, no one did that. So, you know, I'm giving this guy his due, he did actually try and make it work. I mean, we can actually see if it does work or not. Alright, so Ebonaught comes in. I vaguely remember him saying that when it came out, that they wanted the mishmash things to work with it. Yeah, I mean, what I find odd, right? Why didn't they essentially... How do I put this? Why didn't they make it so that Marauder had synergy with Clone Sergeant so that it could continuously taunt? Or one of the other ships, even. Even though they tried to do that, you know, give it some synergy with Endurance, it just never landed. Okay, well, I think I'm actually going to top up Scythe there. Yeah, exactly. As soon as Anakin came into the discussion, it was, why else would I do anything else? And I can't blame him, you know, it does make sense. Alright, that was good banners on Fleet. So... I need a 49 with one battle to equal what they've done. Well, Ezra's in there, so I'm less worried already, but... 274? So we're talking 304, aren't we? Yeah, I'm not... I'm going to work around... Well, not Bounty Hunters. I'm going to work around the JMK, at least for now. We'll see how things go. Of course. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he can beat them. Ooh, okay, I think we got a bit lucky there. I think that's Ezra kicking in. Exactly. I think if it hadn't have been Ezra and it had been any other GR2, and I think I'd have been wiped there. So we're all thanking Ezra for that one. Okay, next up. We're going to Bane this. And who are we putting with? Vader? Yeah, my sass is not so sassy here. We'll do that. Alright, sucky suck suck. Probably because she's about gear 8. Okay. I love it how Krons sort of have that impact on me, a bit like, something happened, it was the Kron, what was it? Because, I don't know about anyone else, I've not seen a Luminara Kron actually in action. So I've not really bothered to learn what it does. I assume people are like, it's not big. Alright. Alright, we can suck, can't we? No, apparently we can't suck yet. Has she got an ability that increases cooldowns? Yeah, it felt like I was getting increased there. I just didn't know what by. Oh, okay. Never mind, we're alright. 65. That was just more finicky than anything. Alright, Sith Empire. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we want Sith Empire Trooper for the AoE. So, I have not really got anything of note. We'll put that in for Armor Pen, I guess. By the way, this is going to be really fun when I try and do anything with C. He's just going to be looking around and like, I haven't got any allies. Oh. Sometimes the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. In this case, a lone Sith Eternal Emperor. There we go. Right, we can start to suck. Can we get Zorii under control? I imagine Revan's eating well. Oh, hang on, let's do that again. Banners-wise, I'd say we're doing alright here, aren't we? Revan's a bit low, but everyone else seems to be doing alright. Yeah, 64 is solid. Alright, so they've got a little bit of work to do if they want to catch up. Let's see what we can do. I'm not anticipating out from here, but let's just see if we can wing something together. So, we haven't really got many good tanks, to put it mildly. Ooh, hang on. Well, Kit's not around right now, so I'm just putting this out there. Please don't tell him, folks, because he'll just be upset at my misuse of these wonderful creatures. Yeah, it's something. Probably something bad, but something. This is why we said, do not tell Kit. Am I on? Yeah, I'm still on that. Okay. I thought, I'll see if we can get a cheeky revive there. Oh, you! No, it is a general revive, but I get the feeling they were like, no, we don't do that. just sucks. There's no two ways around that. That just sucks. Go on, Sid. I believe in you. No one else does, but I do. Oh, what a shame. I forgot about that anyway, but oh well. What can we do? I'll throw some Inquisitors at it and then we'll call it a day. If anything, we have just got the leap off cooldown, so might be more possible than it was. Oh, I'm going to say I'm not saying it will. Yeah, I think if I got Kitty, or at least he might have persuaded me not to go into that lunacy. But, yeah. I'm going to say he is not to hear of this. Okay. Put it like this, I think I've had worse ideas. Not that it'd get Kit's forgiveness, but still. Yeah, I actually do need to do that just to give myself a fighting chance when I use them. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, well, I've thrown a few things at it. Just trying to think if there's a potential counter anywhere else, and I'm like, this is the only thing that's sort of springing at the back of my mind, like, maybe some goofball thing here could work. Definitely doubt it. Yeah, assist for 1 damage. Yay. Look at that damage. What you gotta love as well is the assists there basically just say, you know that true damage we were relying on and the damage immunity? We're just going to ignore that. Okay, well, we'll see if Darth Dragon can do anything. I mean, a bit like we said, they've got to take down this Rey Jedi training team. It could be a bit problematic as far as Holdo and Urkron. It all depends what they got left. Phasma, I don't think that'll hold them up. I mean, it's a Phasmacron, but we'll see. JMK is obviously the one that's going to hold them up, like ourselves, but we'll see. Why is it not a Zori team? I split my resistance up into 3 groups. And essentially, I wanted Finn to have a Fincron. So, yeah. That's the explanation. But yeah. It's, what, 41, 141, 143, so I don't know if they can get that, but we'll see. I think if there is one thing with that team, Rey Jedi training does get a bit underestimated. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying she's like OP or anything, just, you know, I think people are like, oh yeah, she's been out for so long. They don't really think much on it. Oh, you were talking about the Finn team? Alright, never mind. Okay. I think I am actually done here. There's not much more I can do because we got Rote later. I say later, how much later? 21 minutes. Okay, I'll tell you what, we have actually got stuff to do still. We've got the raid. So, let me exit out of Irma. Close this down. Yeah, definitely not Conquest and TV. Although we might at least do something in TV. I'm not exactly sure how that correlates. Oh, I get you. I know I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say stuck, but I feel like I've been stalling on Tarpals. So I wouldn't mind getting Tarpals done. I've got Tarpals at 12, Bombardier at 12. So I'm just working on Phalanxes and Kairos pretty much now. Once those 4 are all up to Rallic, obviously Jar Jar will hopefully be around by then. What was the Jar Jar date? I know there's a load of bloody racket today, I tell you. August 5th to 12th. Yeah, so I should be done by then. So that's not bad. You want 5 mil in the raid? I don't think I'll be getting that anytime soon, but maybe Jar Jar would change that. I think for me on my main, priorities get Jar Jar done. Then I want to make sure I finish Bo-Katan, because all the shards have been done for a while, so I want to make sure I get the actual tunes built. And then, arguably, I've got to start focusing on other raid stuff, so Padawan, Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon, get them done, Queen Amidala. I don't know after that. Maybe JMK. As much as I want to focus on Ahsoka, I feel like I've got to focus on some of the raid stuff, and there's just a bit of correlation there. Okay. Need to get my team sheet up. Is that Wicket? Right, Wicket and Nisa. I think this with this being the last Endor run, I'm half tempted to just full auto. I'll tell you what, before I actually commit, let me retreat. Yeah, we're not going to get a different box. We're bang on where we normally are, so I'm going full auto. We forgot to launch Naboo. We were talking about whether we do it or not, because to be honest, even though there's that argument of Mark 3's only in Naboo and you want to do Naboo, the question was, can we actually get enough from Naboo to actually warrant doing it? You know, if we can't get the first box, then yeah. But how I view it, if we can get the first box, we'll do Naboo permanently. If we struggle to get it, then we might as well just do Endor for the easiness of it. And for the record, I launched Naboo on my main as soon as it came out, but yeah, we were at the other end of the raid cycle on here, so it'd just been out a couple of days, none of the officers were on to change it, so we just forgot. That looks low. Yeah, that is low. Like, that's half low. I know I said I was going full auto, but I'm like, I'm not taking half. That's just taking the mickey. More so because I remodded. Like, I tried to get the best score out of this, so it's like I'm not taking less than 1 mil. You know, it's there as well with these icons. It's still weird seeing the new portraits there. I mean, thankfully Nisa's here with the one we know, so it's like, okay, you can tell it's Wicket, but still a bit odd, isn't it? I mean, there we go. On manual, I've got pretty much what I was getting on full auto. Yeah, I mean, like I say, assuming my guild here can get the first box in Naboo, we're going to do Naboo. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it's the last time. It's where the estimates were out as well. That was kind of a bugbear. You know, you try and use bots to guess what your guild can get, and they were all out a little bit. I think there was an expectation the difficulty wouldn't be as bad as it has turned out to be. Alright, Nisa's down. Okay, it's not the score I want, but we can take that. Wanted 1.3, that was 1.1, so we can live with it. Chirpa. I think it's not... If people do an auto in Naboo, then yeah, there could be a problem there. But I think as much as anything, it's just the fact that this was an easy raid. You know, I think... Just the fact that you could full auto it and get a decent score was a sign of the difficulty level. So you're thinking... People going into Naboo thinking it's going to be the same thing, I think that was the issue. Adding the fact that the requirements are a lot more niche, and I just think it's not been a smooth transition. I mean, I was saying this yesterday to Kit. I think there needs to be a better way of just transferring the raids across. I mean, you think about back in the day when, you know, say, the AAT raid, the tank raid, that was going away, or it was at least not the new raid. You got the Sith raid. The rewards would improve with the Sith raid. You know, so there was a reason to swap over. You could still obviously do the tank raid at the time, but it was like you've got an incentive to want to do the Sith raid. And I feel like that's what is just annoying about the current structure. It's like they aren't adding things, they're taking away. You know, and it really does feel like they could do with starting putting things in as rewards for the raid rather than taking things away, because it just the only reason you're farming these things is because they're going to take something away. It doesn't feel good. I mean, not to mention, it's like Naboo right now on my free-to-play. Even as much as I like the Gungan faction, I think they're worth farming. And, you know, we got Separatists built up already. You have to question the logic as a free-to-play player of putting resources into something that's only going to be worthwhile for a few months. I say a few months loosely, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it's quite literally half the rewards for double the effort. Yeah, and again, if people build the teams, it will get better for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting any quad maze. I mean, when you think Padawan, Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon, they won't be accelerated. I mean, the Gungans won't either, really, until the raid is over, pretty much. So, it's a high percentage of toons that are very new, or at least high percentage of important ones. I think that's the other issue. You know, it's not like this raid, which got a bit of a blend, if you like. You'd obviously got Leia, that was important, but the only real things that were new were Rex and Nisa. And Drogon. You know, and you were kind of wanted them for GL Leia anyway, so it didn't really impact people's farms too much. Yeah, for sure it's a Cantina node. I'm grateful for that. I'm not complaining there. It's just, I can understand why there is a frustration. I'm not even saying it's completely just frustration either. It's just, I can see why. I know it's a bit of an odd one, but I do point to drafts a lot when I'm thinking about things like new player experience, because he started around November, December, I think, and you know, I kind of gauge what a new player is thinking based on how he's getting on with things, you know, and at this point it's very hard for me to say, oh yeah, farm this, farm that for the raid, because a lot of these things are not, they're not that easy to farm or great to farm in isolation, you know. You know, you try and go for a GL or something, but then it's like, oh yeah, farm Gungans. You know, you can't really advise that. Right, we're a bit low, but I'm taking that. Yeah, that's another thing. They didn't really double dip in that way. I'm not saying you had to double dip like crazy, but I can understand why there would be a bit of frustration. I'm full auto-in here, and I know I shouldn't because it's got Chewie using his AoE, but I don't think the basic is best here. I am curious though. I'm wondering with Ahsoka's GL event if they're going to do events based on the TV show, or if it's going to incorporate a bit of Clone Wars stuff. Just got this image in my head that they could end up like remodeling Hera. They could have a tier where they were in that plant in, like that plant in episode 2, I think it was. That could be pretty cool. Yeah, we still underscored that. I mean, I know how the raid works, it's just I can't be bothered doing it right now. Like I say, it's not me doing maximum effort here, it's not going to move the needle, so I don't see the point in doing it for the final run. If I thought you could get as a reward box, sure, I'd put the effort in, but a lot of it has just been me trying to get the best rewards when I've been doing it for myself. I mean, the one thing you can't say about this, the Naboo raid and all this, CG have been very explicit. You know, pretty much since the start of the year, they've been saying, right, Gungans, Queen Amidala, you're going to need them, farm them. So when it's at this point now where I'm like, okay, I haven't got all of this done yet, I do respect that they've given us enough messaging to say, yeah, you needed it, don't complain that you haven't got it. I think for myself it's just an irritation that you're trying to juggle the new things with the older things. You know, you're still catching up and they're throwing new stuff at you. Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you, Don Zenzi. I mean, I do like the fact that there's a few older characters in there as far as Luminara, etc. Because if we're being honest, no one would ever use Luminara if there wasn't sort of reason like this for it. So I kind of like the idea that, you know, I can just use a character like that for a couple of months. I'm not against it. And I was looking at my free-to-play of this account just now, and I was like, maybe it's worth just rushing her a little bit, you know, get her to gear 12 at least, just to get some limited time benefit from her. But it's not something I'm really eager to do, because like I say, she's not a great character once the raid goes away. But it's kind of tempting, you know? Oh, this attempt's riveting so far. Oh, hang on, I think this one's bugged. Yeah, I think this one's bugged. Yeah, I'm going back out. That's a bit better. I thought he was a little bit more lame, if you want to call it that. But I am glad that this is gone. I mean, if anything, I think there was just this public sentiment that it wasn't good. And I think even if we still got a bit of time to work out what's going on with Naboo, I think overall it will be better for everyone. I think my hope is we can just get enough things built together. You know, like the droids, for instance. We know, alright, get your droids up to this quality, they'll get a decent school. I mean, I can't say I relish the thought of taking them to R8, but we can see how they get on. Okay, so 2 more attempts. We've got this and we've got to do some trooper stuff. It makes me wonder if it would have been better doing Veer's Horn here, but I'm just going to buy the bot to be honest. I'm assuming it's better to do 2 rebels versus doing Luke and 2 imps. Actually, I'll tell you what, while this is going on, I am just going to put a message out. was good. That was good. ETB notifications just came up. I'd rather type that in early than forget. The estimated score here was 412. We ain't getting that. At this point, I'm just like, alright, get rid of them. Be gone with them. How bad was my score compared to, like, if I actually gave an arse about it? Oh, I actually missed out on the reward for it. That's a bit of a shame. Yeah, we missed out on 100, so it's a little bit of a sad one, though. Still got top in the guild. Alright. Actually, back out. We're not doing rope this second. Paz? Yeah, he's got nothing I can give. I'm actually curious if this works. Yeah, I'm just waiting to see if this thing with the bot works. I think once this is done, though, we can clock off and say send it to someone who's doing a GAC or something. So while that's happening, let's see who's on. Alright, we got Womprat. Alright, that's an easy choice for me. Get that set up. Am I going to get Jar Jar this time around? On my main, I should, Liam. Not 100. Well, I say not 100%. I'm hoping I will. Bosses at R5. Tarpals and Boombadir Gear 12. Phalanx Gear 8, I think. Gear 8 or 9. One of the two. So yeah, I'm hoping. But we'll have to see. I mean, my hope is I can get Jar Jar this time coming around, and then I can go for Bo, and then Queen Amidala, get that team up. And it's weird because that team is like 3 characters, but 3 of them need R9. That's the painful bit. Alright, I can't really do much as far as what I wanted to do with Discord, just seeing if that had worked or not, so I'm just going to have to minimise that and just see. Quick thank yous then before we go. So today, nothing's actually happened except for a follow from Crowder on Twitch. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Crowder. But I did get a donation or a super chat on YouTube for $100 US. So thank you very much for Joe Correa. Sorry for butchering your name, Joe Correa. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm going to have to make sure I get a super chat set up on my screen so that it doesn't, you know, not show up. But yeah, let's just minimize that. All right, so oh, hang on, I did actually launch a raid, but I think it's timed out. Oops, let's relaunch it. There we go. Relaunching the raid. I've faffed around too long. All right, so I'm going to be back on Thursday. We're going to play the Conor McGregor DLC for Hitman. So if any of you want to see me eliminate Conor McGregor, hey, you know where to come. Other than that, I will be back with Gax the following week. So hopefully I'll see you then. All right, folks. Bye for now.